It's official. Charleston City Council member Robert Mitchell will run for re-election this November. In this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I speak exclusively with him one-on-one. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. Councilman Mitchell.
Yes, how you doing, Quintin?
Oh, I'm doing great, man.
Good.
So here we sit, and you have some exciting news to tell me.
Oh yes. I have filed to run again this year for re-election.
Tell me why Robert Mitchell, why again?
I'm ready for re-election. I have some fires burning, and I want to make sure these fires are out before I leave. And the fires that I have burning is trying to create more affordable housing, truly affordable housing on the peninsula. And I'm using the Cougar Bridge site to do that, since that was turned over by us, by the DOT,
right,
and the mitigation that we have to knit that community back together. So I'm putting some housing there that's going to be low-income housing, some affordable housing, some home ownership in the same area. So these are going to be truly affordable housing.
Let me turn you to City Council, because there's a lot of issues going on.
Yes.
From the James Allen moratorium to now Dean Regal.
Yes.
When you think of Dean Regal, what sticks out to you?
Well, Dean Regal, I understand the dilemma that he's going through with his wife, and she's very ill. But the thing is, the problem is that why it took him so long to come and let everyone know that he had moved out of his district into another district. It's almost 9 months. And I sympathize with him, but I have to look at what the law states and what the ordinance states. And that's the only thing I'm looking for. It's nothing personal. It's just what the ordinance states.
Let me take you to James Allen. Obviously, there's going to be a vote tomorrow about the James Allen moratorium.
Yes.
Where do we stand right there with that?
Well, I'm looking at it very seriously, and the moratorium is going to last until November.
Right.
November's not a long ways away. So I'm looking at Ms. Kathleen Wilson, Councilman Wilson, who was pushing for it for a long time, and I'm going to support her with that.
Let me get back to City Council, because obviously you guys had a tussle between the Charleston Area Justice Ministry this past summer.
Yes.
As we sit here right now, define your relationship with the Charleston Area Justice Ministry.
Well, I don't have a problem with them. They came to council and they asked for certain things, and they're looking for a racial bias in the police department. And because of the stops that a lot of people were saying that they were being stopped for some reason or another, for license plate problems and other issues, and they came there with a lot of they have paperwork showing this, and so I said, okay, if the police department don't have a problem, hey, we can go ahead and have this done, and we don't have to work on anything. But if there's a problem, then we can fix it. So let's go ahead and do it. So we had NOVAC, which we had voted on, but NOVAC to go in to use the departments in the city of Charleston to do look at hiring practices and racial bias and things like that. Right. Not racial bias, but biases.
Right.
But they're looking for more on racial biases. So they are not qualified to do racial bias. So then now what we asking them to do now is go out and get 3 firms that do racial bias, and bring it back to the Public Safety Committee. The Public Safety Committee will look at it and probably bring it down to 2, and then they'll bring it down to 1 and bring it back to the council and be able to vote on it that way.
Talking about race, let's go to Charlottesville.
Oh yeah, it's a shame what happened there.
Wow. And now, obviously, after that particular tragedy there, a lot of people here in Charleston saying, hey, take those Confederate monuments that is down. Where in your mind says we're going to do this, or where in your mind says we're not going to do that?
Well, with the monuments coming, I think it's in its due time when it's going to happen. Right now, I see this monument up there. I don't even pay attention to it myself.
Okay.
I walk by and know it's there. It exists. And it was there ever since I grew up here in the city of Charleston. This is my home, so it was there ever since I was here. And not saying it's right, but I got more issues I'm working on now than to look at the monument right now. Maybe that might come later on sometime, but right now, I'm thinking about affordable housing. I'm thinking about keeping people on this peninsula. I'm thinking about having a balance in the community between community and development to make sure that the community is going to be vibrant. And these are the things that's on my agenda right now.
We talked about re-election earlier.
Yes.
I've known you for a long time.
Oh,
Many
yes.
of your constituents have known you for a long time. But reintroduce yourself to the community. Who is Robert Mitchell?
Well, I am Robert Mitchell, and I'm running for re-election, and I have served this community for District 4 for 8 years,
wow,
going into 12 years.
Wow.
And I think that the community have seen what I can do and what I try to do, working with the community, even with the crime that was happening in the community for years.
Right.
And from being out there 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning,
right,
that have subsided a lot. You don't have as many crime in the peninsula. I mean, in my district as you used to have.
Right.
So these are things that I work hard for. And being out there, even if I have to stand alone, I do it because I believe I am a servant of the people who elected me. That's all I am, a servant. I said, one thing, God placed me there to be a servant, and I'm a servant of the people. I serve him first,
Right.
but then I serve my constituents and serve the people of the community, and that's what I'm about.
You talk about crimes. Obviously, we have a new interim police chief in charge.
Yes,
City
we
of
do.
Charleston.
Yes, we do.
Well, going forward, what in your mind says that's going to be the ideal police chief?
Well, the police chief, Deputy Chief Taylor, well, who is non-interim chief,
Right.
he has been here for 40-something years,
Right.
working in the public safety, and he's known around. He knows the community.
Sure.
He knows what's happening in the community.
Right.
You know, and he is out there. So this is a part of his home too. Might be Mount Pleasant, but this is his home because
Right.
he had worked in this area for a long time,
Right.
and he's respected by both in the police department, the whites and the African American and the minorities,
Sure.
if you may. So I believe a person like that can still move this city forward and not backwards. We're going to put out, national search for the
Right.
police chief and the fire chief. Sure, we're going to do that. But if we have someone right here to keep it moving, that a new chief wouldn't have to come and start from day one, and we have to go through all of this again, we need to look at that very seriously. Or the mayor needs to look at that very seriously.
And we're sitting here off of King Street.
Yes.
There's a lot of development going on right now in the city of Charleston.
Correct.
What is your definition of development as we sit here?
The development is anything that's happening that is taking up the community and people feel that it's forcing them out. Like a lot of developments coming in, you got a lot of people building a housing, but the people in the community say that's not affordable because they can't afford it. I can't afford it. So then this is why I'm pushing, along with my colleague on council,
Right.
to create housing that's really truly affordable, to let them know that we are working on it because we are hearing their cry about truly affordable housing. Affordable housing is a big terminology you have out there, but we're going to have some housing that's going to be low income and moderate and high end, so we can subsidize the low income apartments that we're going to put there because of the fact that there's no government funds going to be involved in that. We cannot depend on government anymore, so you have to have public-private relationship now working together, and this is what we're doing now.
Councilman Robert Mitchell, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this.
Thank you very much, Quintin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.